Hi everyone, my name is Peter from White Raven Productions and today we're talking about lingerie fashion. We released our Sam Friday Fall Winter 2019-2020 video about a couple of days ago. That's the video we're going to talk about today, so if you haven't seen it, just check the link down below. Sam Friday is a Amsterdam-based women's wear clothing brand. They make amazing clothing, so if you haven't heard of them before, I also have for that a link down in the description below. Go check them out. Now let's talk fashion, shall we? A lingerie shoot is something very amazing to do. You can get great results, and with it being very popular on Instagram right now, it is being done more and more. But this is a type of shoot that has to be done the right way. So today I'll be giving you some tips and tricks on how to shoot a lingerie shoot for a client as a photographer or a videographer. So we're going to start off with a couple of things that we do before a shoot that can be helpful to you. So let's get right into it. So my first tip, talk to your client about what they want. Make a good debrief, let them confirm that debrief so there are no miscommunications on set. You have a clear idea of what you're going to be quoting them for. So my second tip would be write down a simple script. This has not to be complicated. For example, the shoot that we did for Sam Friday, it was not a complicated shoot. You could think like a woman wakes up in a hotel room. She gets ready, she calls room service, she drinks her coffee, gets dressed and leaves her hotel room to go into the city. This is a very simple but easy way to get started on your shoot because you already have an idea of what you can do as a photographer or videographer. So my third tip would be make a list of the content you'll be shooting, because taking 10 pictures is gonna take less time than 20. And for videographers, when you do a main video, a behind the scenes video, and for Instagram stories, some content, it's gonna take time to shoot that. Write it down, let it be confirmed by your client so they know how long you'll be needing on set. My fourth tip will be always ask who the talent is and how much clothing they will be shooting. Because when you know at forehand who your talent is, you can do some research, you can see what type of shoots they have done, what kind of poses they prefer. So that will be a good start in terms of working with your talent. Having an estimate on how much clothing will be covered during the shoot that day, a very useful bearing for you as a content creator on figuring out how much time you will be needing to shoot one set of clothing. So if you keep in mind these steps, your client knows that you're taking this serious and that you have a good idea of what you're about to do on set. This is something that is invaluable to clients because they spend money on you, and showing that you're taking this serious and want to get the best results is a no-brainer for you, but a good reason for a client to actually hire you again. So I also want to share some creative thoughts about being on a set like this. When you're shooting lingerie, swimwear or a nude shoot, single most important thing to keep in mind is be respectful to the talent and mind your manners. Being rude and inappropriate is something that is never good, but when you do a more intimate type of shoot like this, it is something that you should be even more aware of than you normally would. So in order to get a good start, keep in mind the following things. Always introduce yourself to the talent. Shoots get hectic, sometimes it's difficult to introduce yourself, but by introducing yourself, the talent knows what you are doing on set. If they don't know you and what kind of person you are, they will most likely feel uncomfortable around you. And I know that this sounds like something that would come naturally to most people, but I have seen this gone wrong a couple of times, so it's just something to keep in mind. So my second tip would be always communicate about what you're doing when shooting. You can think of things like tell your talent what kind of framing you're doing, a close-up, a wide shot. The talent can anticipate on the type of shot that you're about to make, and talking to them and telling them what's going on will make them feel more comfortable because you're doing it together. My third tip, and that is something that a lot of you already do, is when you capture a great shot, whether it's photo or video, go to the talent if you have the time and show them the result. Because when you show them that you're capable of making a good picture or a good shot and that you make them look good, a talent will appreciate that, and that will build trust and respect and overall a good vibe. Also give them as much feedback as possible. So when something goes good, give them a professional compliment. And when something isn't going right, correct them in a professional way. Do it with respect. A talent is at work here, so correcting them is something that is part of the job, but do it in a professional way. My fourth and last tip is something that you should keep in mind when shooting in general. When you're done with taking your photos or your shots, a talent has to redress. Suggest that you will leave the room, or in a case that that is not possible, just turn around, shut your camera off and give them as much privacy as possible. When a talent, or a client for that matter, has to ask you to leave or turn around, it's done. It's just so unprofessional. Keep that in mind. Sometimes you want to... Oh. So the post guy dropped by while recording. It's a friend of me from Poland. He sent me some goodies. Let's get right back into it. So I can tell you for sure that if you implement these tips and tricks that I just gave you in a intimate type of shoot, you will have no problems whatsoever. These type of shoots, I said it before, they're super fun to make. You can get great results as a photographer or as a videographer. And let's be honest, if these kind of things come naturally to you, you will have no problem having a great and wonderful shoot. Just be respectful, just be professional, and you will have no problems whatsoever. I kind of said that like 500 times, but I mean it. Be professional, be respectful. It's just key in this industry. So also I just want to say, don't be afraid of a shoot like this. They're fun, they're very good to do, and if you work with models that do these kind of shoots on a regular basis, they also have a lot of experience. Have fun, be respectful, be a professional. People, we're about to end this video. I just want to wrap things up real quick, give you an overview of what we talked about. So 1, plan ahead of your shoot. 2, have a clear communication with your client. 3, always introduce yourself to the talent. 4, be respectful and professional to everybody you work with. 5, talk to the model, give them feedback, let them know what you're doing so they can anticipate on what you're doing. And 6, give the model as much privacy as they need. So peeps, I honestly hope that these tips and tricks are useful to you, that you're gonna implement them in your work. If you want to see more of this type of videos where I just give some tips and tricks, so subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see about shooting fashion content in the comments down below. Let us know what you think of the video. Have a great week, shoot awesome content, and hopefully see you in next week's videos. This was Peter from White Raven Productions. Later.